So we've laid the plan out for you. We've showed you what thousands and now millions of people have done all over the United States. And we started doing this thing on the radio show called the Debt-Free Scream. Have y'all heard that? So I want to introduce you to this couple. If you guys will stay tight, I promise we'll be done on time, even though you don't know what on time is. So we're going to be done shortly if you'll sit tight. So I want to introduce you to some neat folks. Y'all come on out. This is Brian and Amy Ostick. So these guys have an incredible story on getting out of debt. So it blows my mind when I heard these numbers, but listen to this. How much debt did y'all pay off?
$550,000 in about 6 years.
That's nuts. So it took almost 6 years, and what kind of debt was this $550,000?
It's all undergraduate student loans and medical student loans.
Oh, so you're docs.
Yes.
You're docs. So it's medical student loan debt.
Correct.
$550,000. Oh my gosh, okay. And so it took you about how long to do this?
About a little over 6 years, yeah.
Okay, and what was your range of income during that 6 years? Your worst year, your best year?
From start to finish, when we came out of residency, we were making anywhere between $200,000 and $400,000.
Okay, so you made really good money,
Had a big
but you
shop.
paid off $550,000, a lot of money. So there's a lot of zeros on this that most people don't face, but it's the same principles.
It's the same ratios. I mean, we were making 400, but we had 550 to pay off. And if you were making 40 and you had to pay off 50, I mean, it's the same ratio. Right?
Same ratio, exactly.
You can do this too. We did have a big shovel, but we had a big hole to fill.
And none of your friends were paying it off. All the other docs are in debt and going to be there forever, right?
We were crazy. We were weird.
Yeah, very weird. It's not uncommon for young doctors, PAs, nurse practitioners to come out with hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans. And so we're mentoring to them to say, you got to pay this off. It is a disaster because they want to come out and buy the $1 million house in California and drive the nice cars here, and you just can't do that. You got to be
you got to get a Tesla, right?
You got to get a Tesla.
Yeah.
You got to get that stick.
Not a Toyota Yaris.
Yeah.
Toyota Yaris parked in the doctor's lot now.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll get some laughs.
So what inspired you to do this so fast? Because most docs don't do this.
So Amy and I met in medical school, the first day of medical school, and she fell in love with me almost instantly.
It was your humility. It was the humility. Yeah.
So anyway, 4 years later, we graduated from medical school. We got married the next week. We went on a short honeymoon, came back and started residency. And I was driving down from Philadelphia to Delaware on I-95 for 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back to my ER residency. I'm an ER doctor. And I was sweating. Not because I was going to an ER, but because I was thinking about the $550,000 in debt that we had. My new bride, we had a new baby that first year of residency. We've had 2 more since. And I was scared. I was scared. I said, how are we going to get ahead? How are we going to pay this off with all this debt that we have with my new wife and my new kid? And how are we going to get ahead? I found you. And I was just Googling, and I said, how do you pay off student loan debt? And you kept showing up, and I was like, I don't want a gimmick. I want like a real thing. I was like, these baby steps. And so anyway, it kept coming up, and I said, listen, we gotta check this out. And so I started listening to you, 45 minutes down, 45 minutes back, and it just clicked. It was baby step 1 through 7. It was an algorithm. And in the ER, we do airway, breathing, circulation, the ABCs, and you don't move on to step B until you finish step A, and you move on, A, B, C. In the same way, it made sense to me to go from 1 to 7 and to focus on those things. And so once we started focusing, that's when we really started hitting it. And I'll tell you, we didn't do it from the start. We did a little bit of ish from the start. We were investing. We didn't want to give up the match. We bought a house in the first couple years that we were out, and we were still in debt. And then we decided to become coordinators, and we said, if we're going to do that, we better do things the right way because we don't want to be hypocrites.
Yeah. Well, they are. Nothing like teaching something to make you do it. Yeah, for sure. Wow.
So we paid off, what'd you say?
About the last 10 months, we paid off about $150,000. Yeah.
In 10 of the 550 in 10 months. Whoa.
We started seeing progress when we did that.
Yeah.
We were making some progress, but not a lot because we were doing so many different things. And then once we focused on it, that's when we saw the real progress happen.
Yeah. Very cool. I'm proud of y'all.
Yeah, thanks.
Well done. Very, very well done. How's it feel?
It's incredible. I mean, so much of what we learn and teach to our colleagues is about burnout. So many doctors and people in the medical field are burnt out because they are up to their ears in debt and they're living a lifestyle they can't afford. And when you get rid of this, you have choices, and you all of a sudden go from a career that you just can't stand anymore, and you feel like it's, you're trapped, and now you have options and you have choices, and you actually can make decisions that are meaningful in your life, and your career takes a new trajectory. So it's incredible.
Very cool. Okay, so the tradition is the debt-free scream. Everybody stand up. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to count it down, and they're going to go yell debt-free, that they're debt-free, and you're going to go crazy. That's how this works. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Like you, I believe in you. I know you can do this. If you'll live like no one else, I promise you later you'll get to live and give like no one else. Thank you, California. You guys are awesome. Thank you.